Unfortunately, we missed a big opportunity between 2007 and 2015. That was the period when the price of our biggest source of income, our crude oil, began to rise. At one point, I believe that our crude oil sold for $142 per barrel. But there were periods where it just stayed around $100 per barrel, unprecedented, and stayed there for a few years. But what did we do? Whilst our brothers and sister countries who made money from oil were building, what did we do? We developed our own type of infrastructure. We called it infrastructure of the stomach. They said that was the infrastructure that will win elections. An infrastructure that shared rice and kerosene. They used the money that would have changed their lives to buy those things and share them. There is now a judicial proceeding seeking to have some people account for how figures in the sum of $2.2 billion were allegedly shared for financing an election. Whilst those judicial proceedings will hopefully answer the question as to what happened, my own interest is to ask ourselves and to have a conversation about the lost opportunity. Around that same time, with the same opportunity from oil proceeds, the Burj Khalifa, which is 829 meters tall and has 163 floors, was built, making it the tallest building of all time. It opened in Dubai to announce their emergence on the world stage. But you know how much the Burj Khalifa cost? Please Google it. It cost $1.5 billion, less than the money we share. But the opportunities were not just about money. It was about knowledge and opportunity and experience that are so difficult to quantify in terms of what our engineers lost. Their pride, the feeling that would have come from building those kinds of structures to say, we designed it and we built it. The technicians and the artisans whose lives would have been changed for the better forever if we had spent that money building something of real infrastructure instead of stomach infrastructure. This is the lost opportunity that President Buhari is determined to harness through the economic recovery and growth plan. And I join all of us to please try and read that plan. In that plan, you will find a very clear statement of intent. But it does not end with intent. It is followed by a clear statement of actions. This is what we intend to do, and these are the actions we will take in order to achieve what we promise that we will do. You will then see what each ministry is assigned to do in order to deliver on the actions that manifest the intent. Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, our action points relate to power sufficiency, infrastructure delivery, especially roads, bridges, public buildings, and housing, in order to reflect the economy, create jobs, improve productivity, and growth. So when President Buhari talks about change, he wants us to understand that stomach infrastructure was a national misadventure that must never happen again. He wants us to commit to the type of infrastructure that changes lives and build real things that will deliver a shared prosperity. when President Buhari talks about change, I believe that he wants us to remember that while billions of dollars were being mismanaged, the roads on this campus were deteriorating. Enugu-Port Harcourt Road was not motorable. Enugu-Onitsha Road was dilapidated. Work had stopped on the second Niger Bridge. Work had also stopped on the Zik Mausoleum, a mausoleum committed in honor and memory of the man, but for whose foresight there will be no university here. Work stopped because we chose to do infrastructure of the stomach. Unlike before, President Buhari's government has made a choice. And that choice is to invest our resources in infrastructure. And in 3 years, I feel confident to stand before you and say that while the results have not fully matured, the signs are beginning to manifest. And I will speak to some of those signs. At the moment, we have embarked on a university infrastructure intervention. The first phase of road projects has been awarded in 14 universities. This campus is one of those universities. But at the moment your contractor hasn't reported to site. I was discussing that with the Vice Chancellor this morning. We have also decided to intervene in power supply in 37 federal universities in Nigeria. I can say that we have paid for the first phase of 9 contractors who have taken possession of their site. And within a matter of months, the first set of 9 Nigerian universities will be able to say they have uninterrupted power supply. Don't misquote me. So understand me, we are going to do 37. We have done the energy audit for all the 37 universities, federal. Our budget was reduced, so we couldn't start with 20 that we wanted to. So we had to start with 9. Out of those 9, 7 are universities, 2 are teaching hospitals connected to universities. But let me continue about what we have undertaken about infrastructure, the choice that the president has made. Contractors are now back on Enugu-Port Harcourt Road. They are also back on Enugu-Onitsha Highway. I was there about a month ago. And I can tell you standing here that we will finally solve the problem of the mine by engineering design. Quote me on that, it will be solved. Work has also resumed on the second Niger Bridge, and the president has dedicated an infrastructure development fund. And I can also say to you that as long as a budget is passed for it, work will not stop on that road again because of funding. There's already a funding provision for the second Niger Bridge. I can also now tell you that after many starts and stops, the contractor at the Zik Mausoleum in Onitsha are back to site, and they have promised that that project will be completed and handed over not later than December this year. Because of the choices that we have made to build real infrastructure, there is a pilot housing project in 34 states, including this state, where no less than 1,000 people are currently employed at each site in each state, including engineers. The only 2 states where we are not working are the states where we have yet to receive land. There are also power projects being delivered to critical markets where some of the most vulnerable people try to get a living. And I can tell you the story of 2 of them that are nearing completion. A market called Area Market, I know many of you will know it, in Abia State. And another market called Seven Gari Market in Kano. Our choices have led us to those markets. And in our area, we are developing a 5 megawatt power plant to serve 37,000 shops, each one with its own meters. It is not about to start, it has started. We are racing towards completion. And the same thing is happening. That is a gas-fired project, and the one in Kano will serve about 15,000 shops, and it is a solar-based project, right on the roof of the markets. When I visited these sites, the dominant profession at those sites was engineering. Men and women involved in design, in testing, measurement, mixing of aggregates to cast concrete, iron rods for reinforcement, installation of solar panels, switches, gears, electrical appliances, circuit breakers, and so on, in a way that was being used to deliver life-changing infrastructure. That is not stomach infrastructure. That is real infrastructure.